Hello, my name is Tim. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about one of my favorite subjects, and that's eating food. Um, I was a three-sport athlete in high school. I was a college football player, and obviously food was very important to me. And so I'm going to talk to you a little bit about that. One of the things you can see on my shoulder here, it says, "Life is short, eat dessert first." My wife and I have been together for over 20 years, and when we went out to eat, or we still go out to eat, a lot of times we'll get dessert first and then share the main meal. Reason being, if you wait till the end, you're full. You always put it off. Oh, we'll get dessert afterwards today, after the meal. Then by the time you eat the main course, you're full. You don't have room for dessert. And so if you get it first, I highly encourage you to try it once all the restaurants open up, back up, to try that. Eat dessert first and then share a main course. And it's a great way to do it. And there's a deeper meaning to this too for me personally. Personally, it's about, in life, I think a lot of times we put off some of those important things because we're busy, or work or whatever it may be, but it's so important to, those important things in life like dessert, but those important things in life, do them before it's too late. So eat dessert first. Life is short. So anyways, so let's talk about some food and eating food. Obviously, you're where I am. I'm diagnosed with ALS. It's been a little over 2 years, and it's a battle. It is a more physical battle than any football game I've ever played in. It's physically demanding, and so you have to stay energized. So I start out with this spoon right here. This is a spoon, and this is the fork. Yeah, not really. This fork is a little bit too big, so I really will show you the real stuff I use here. First things first, let's go with silverware here. I bought these in the beginning. They are a little bit too big and bulky and heavy. Yeah, I can still use them, and they're easier with the hand grip. And you can use it like this. I have the fork, I have a bigger spoon, I have a knife. But honestly, I'm not a real big fan of them because of their heaviness, especially in the evening. Breakfast and lunch I do pretty well, but by supper I get pretty tired. So honestly, what I use is this plastic fork, and I have plastic spoon as well. And they're my go-to. They're super light. That's huge, and it has a wider grip. We get them from Costco. Yeah, it's not great for the environment, but you can rinse them off, and it's about independence, and that's the important piece here. And that's my grip that I use a lot of the times, just like that, and I'm able to do it. So that's my go-to, and as far as the silverware is concerned, I do have one other little piece. I have a lady here in town that her husband passed away of ALS a year ago. And so she gave me a few items, and one of those items she gave me was this spoon and fork, which is absolutely amazing. I don't use it yet, but it is incredible. Look at this, it bends, and you can see my hands kind of shaking. That's normal, especially when lifting up because of my shoulder muscles and whatnot. But see how it balances and it's self-leveling no matter the way I turn it? It still goes in my mouth. So it's just an incredible tool. Even with my little shaking there, it just stays, everything stays level. I have no idea how much this thing costs. It's an incredible gift. I'm going to probably start using it pretty soon, honestly, because of loss of strength. It's called Liftware. And it has a fork. It's really cool because it's like magnetic and comes right off. Really cool piece of utensils. All right, the next one I'm going to talk to you about is, I got to turn it off. It's still going here. All right, the next piece I'm going to talk about is drinking. And I use a lot of water bottles, and because they're light and I spill things all the time. So having bottled water, and that way I can have the lid on it and you can refill them. And also they fit in all the cup holders. Like my walker has a cup holder for the bottled water. My chair, everything has, and a lot of the other cups don't fit in. So one of the other cups that I do just around the house that I really like is this one. I got it in the Mayo Clinic, but it is so nice and light. I mean, it's super light, and the straw obviously is flexible. In the handle. The handle is really nice as well. And I'm sure you can find other models like this on Amazon or anything else or anywhere else. One of the other cups that I really like, and that same lady here in town gave this to me that her husband used, and it's it's Fiberware. That sounds like a major brand. I'm not up on all the brands, but it sounds like I've heard it before. And it is a plastic cup, and it is super light. It looks like a ceramic. It's not. It's just plastic. And it is super light, and it's so nice because I can still get that up to my mouth. A lot of times, honestly, I use two hands for things, especially if it's got liquid in it, just because of the shakiness, and I don't want to spill it. So, but it being so light, it's nice. IKEA has these little cups. My wife got them from the nieces and nephews. And then also I have a plate that goes with it. These are really nice because they're plastic, they're small, so that you're not holding a lot of liquid when you do spill it, because it probably is going to happen. If you have ALS, you know what I'm talking about. And they're super light, and obviously, like when I take my medications and things like that, I use these because they're so light. Here we go on another piece. This little thing, I think my wife got it across the road from this little farm store, but I'm sure you can find them other places. This is a must. It's flexible. A lot of times I just put it right in my palm like this, and this is what I take my medication with. I drop medication all the time, and then you have to, there's no way bending over and picking that up. I mean, that's just a crash waiting to happen. So and you don't want to, you're trying to stay independent. You don't want to yell for your wife or anybody else to come and help you, and you got to keep it away from the dog. So this is a must. The medication goes in this little cup. A lot of times my wife will get it all set up. Wonderful having her. She'll get that all set up for me, and then I'll just, when I'm ready to take it, I'll come and take it. And it's in this little cup, and I just put it in my hand and squeeze it a little bit. See, squeeze a little bit, and down goes the medication. There's nothing dropped. Amazing. I don't know where you can find them, but I'm sure you can find something like this on Amazon. It's probably something for a kid, but hey, it works. One of the things I didn't talk about is a knife. This plastic knives don't work very well, and not only that, the hand grip doesn't work. I think this is called an Ulu knife. Just an unbelievable piece of equipment here. And it's nice because with my hand grip, I can rock it across the steak that I eat because I love steak, or anything else. You can just rock it across, and it cuts so easily. Got to be careful because it is super sharp. So Alaskan Ulu knife, I know you can find them anywhere. When we were in Alaska, there was tons of them there, obviously, but I think my wife actually got this on Amazon as well. Those lovely brown boxes showing up. Next thing is, I showed you one straw, but I really like this straw here because of the flexibility of it. They extend way out, and they're super flexible. They come in a container looking like this. I know you can find them other places. You can find them anywhere. This is $1, so it's super cheap. Again, not great for the environment, but it is about independence in our case. And then I also have this straw here, which sometimes it's nicer. Those little straws, it's hard to get much liquid out, so it's kind of nice to have this bad boy here. And obviously you can tell a lot of things are blue, like my shirt, loving blue. The man van's blue, the chair's blue. So this straw though is really nice. You can tell that it's pretty thick, and that's a great straw. Okay. The next thing we're talking about is plates. Here's a plastic plate that I was talking about that matches that the IKEA ware for kids. We have ceramic plates. That's not an option for me. I mean, I do once in a while, but a lot of times I'll have my wife bring that to the table. Or I use my walker because it has a little platform on it, and I'll go in the kitchen and put it on my plate, put the food on my plate, and then bring the plate and put it in the walker, and then get to the table with the walker. That's otherwise, trying to carry it with you get a little shaky, and there goes the food. Dogs love it. The dogs are loving me lately because I drop a lot of things. But so this little plate, and the other really important thing here is the lip. You can kind of see the lip on the plate. That lip is so important because it's hard to get the food on the silverware. And so having that little bit of a lip, you can kind of push the food against, and I can demonstrate here with this. You can kind of push it, push the food against, and then that's how you get it in onto your silverware. And so having that lip is huge. I don't use this very much. Honestly, what I love, because of how light they are, I love this. We get this at Costco as well. It's called Dixie Ultra. These are amazing because they're thick, they're heavy duty, like, you know what I mean, they're really heavy duty. And the other thing is, it has a big lip. You can see right here the lip on this. It has a really nice lip, and they're super light, especially in the evenings when I start getting tired, and it's harder to get my hands with the silverware up to my mouth. And so this plate, I am able to do this and hold it against, and it makes it so much easier. Less distance you're traveling up to your mouth, and it's all about independence. All about independence. We also bought this from, I think we got this from the Mayo Clinic store. And this is a good plate too. It's super light. I use it once in a while. This has a really nice lip on it, as you can kind of tell. And it even kind of curves up and around. And so this is a really nice plate too. Honestly, I don't use it as much. It's just a lot easier to use the paper. But this is a really nice plate. Also, the sticky tack that we talked about in my last video is a great idea too, because things slide around the table. We have placemats, and so a lot of times I use those. But that's another big problem is having your plate slide around on you. So that sticky tack, I know I've heard a lot of people using that on the table. And so utilizing that as a placemat so that your plate doesn't slide around is nice. I think that is it as far as showing you things to make things easier to eat. I mean, one of my favorite things is food. You ask anybody that knows me, food is an essential piece of my life. So, and anybody with ALS, it's important to stay strong and keep that energy up. And also being independent. So I hope this video helps. I know there's so many people have different ways of adapting, and that's what this disease is about. As you progress, you have to find ways to make it easier on yourself and to stay independent as much as you can. So hopefully this helped, and I can't wait to show you some of my chairs that I have. My walkers, my cane. Then also we have a smart home, and that I think is going to be really important for people to see, because there's so many cool things they can do with a smart home. And obviously it saved me several times with falls and things. So I'll get into those in some later episodes. Thank you very much, and we'll talk to you soon.